Sheffield, population 500,000. It is well known all over Britain for its steel industries, old architecture and positively boring background. Nothing much happens in this average city, and as far as Sheffield's history goes, it's not very exciting. Or is it?
Sheffield's history is quite the opposite to what youths might believe, and we aim to show this in a humorous and educational way. Through a series of episodes that show the gang wars of Sheffield in the 1920s, we want our audience to realise that the old times can be factual, fresh, and fun.
As a starting point, we looked into classic history documentaries and found they didn't display the facts in an appealing way for our audience. They were all either extremely serious or slow pacing. We came up with a number of solutions and found that our strongest contender included comedy and quirkiness. This is what gave us the inspiration to start a black and white silent movie, as they are quite rare to see nowadays.
A particularly interesting topic that caught our eye was the gangs of Sheffield that were around during the 1920s. The reason we decided this topic would capture our audience's attention is because of the influence from today's media, such as films, games and music. Such examples like Saints Row show the popularity in the crime genre. Whilst researching the gangs in Sheffield, we came across three leading roles during the events: Mooney, Garvin and Salito.
As the film has no dialogue, it relies heavily on music. Most films used live bands whilst recording back then, but as we did not have the time or resources, we have collected up samples of different sound clips that create various moods and atmospheres.
We wanted to make our video look authentic. Through doing this, we had to research into 1920s fashion, as well as investigating our three main characters. Mooney and Garvin were both leaders of gangs, meaning we'd looked into such items of clothing like blazers, ties and trilby hats. Salito, on the other hand, sported a very fabulous police uniform.
We decided upon several locations. We also had to take into account the modern environment and noise created by vehicles. Therefore, we decided to pick Norfolk Park as our location. It was ideal as it had minimal modern surroundings and very little noise pollution. It also had an old monument that added to the authenticity of the location. Therefore, finding our location, we began to create a detailed storyboard that helped us visualise what we were going to create.
We plan for our project to be distributed in a combination of ways. Each new episode of Mooney and Garvin's antics will be uploaded onto the Sheffield History website weekly and also via our Silent Sheffield YouTube channel. Further development would lead to our videos being displayed at schools and museums in the local area. We even have a Facebook page that people can join.